Let's have a little more upbeat to kick off the stream, eh? That music was too chill. Too chill for the return of the stream. The return of stream. Screwed up my lighting. Screwed up my lighting. Made one adjustment and everything's broken again. Hi! How are you all? It is good to be back. Sorry for my absence in streaming recently. I've been in Texas. And when I came back from Texas, I had to recover from being in Texas. Texas, by the way, one of my favourite places I've ever been in the States. Not because of the place. The place is... Oh!
Hey, pat on the back! Pat on the back for this guy!
That's loud. Chill out. Thank you very much for your resub. Message reads, it has been a lovely 6 months, although time flies. Time in the stream is never dull. Time Blunty keeps it diverse, and I continue to enjoy his content. Each stream, each video that occurs, I hope for the best. Full the Blunty, welcome back. Thank you. Ow!
Hey, pat on the back! Pat on the back for this guy!
That's super loud. Is that super loud for you guys? How's the music balance? Can you actually hear the music? I'll turn the music up just a little bit. I feel like the balance is a bit off. What's the color theme of this build? Probably red. I mean, everything I'm using is RGB except for the graphics card, which is actually, let me bring up the pass list there. The graphics card is the MSI Gaming X, the GTX 1060. That doesn't have RGB on it. Oh, actually no, I think this edge bit is RGB if I remember correctly. No, it is. It's just these ones that are just red. So yeah. But everything else is, I guess the motherboard is backlit in red, although we can turn that off and use the RGB everywhere else because it's got the Mystic Sync light stuff on it, everything. Who was that, by the way? Arjun Tortilla, thank you very much for the resub. Just a hello. Farmer Treason threw down the resub 15 months in a row.
Pat on the back! Pat on the back for this guy!
We gotta get some... Oh, there we are. Love and hype. I didn't move the hype. The hype's on my face. The hype's on my face! Hype's on my face.
Hey, pat on the back! Pat on the back for this guy!
Nick DeGill threw down the resub 6 months in a row. Amazing half year spent in your company. Thank you very much, Nick. You've been incredibly supportive, especially you. Been very generous. How are those sound levels now? They're still pretty loud. Alright, so, I ran out of time, but in the announcement video on YouTube, I was going to put in some iPhone footage I got trying to pack this away in my suitcase. It was a very, 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 very tight fit, because I only bought the small suitcase. And, yeah, I wrecked the suitcase. I busted a seam, had to patch it up with gaffer tape. I tweeted out a picture about that. So, for those of you who haven't seen the unboxing video of this box, this little dragon figure thing that they got me as well, we won't be needing that for the build. Although I guess I could probably glue it on the top of the case or something. This is becoming if this winds up being a permanent build. Been looking for a budget build that can stream play games, 1080p 60 FPS. Well, the basis of this build will do that. This build is not a budget build, although the Tomahawk motherboard is in the sort of mid-price range for a proper gaming motherboard. And the CPU is definitely the one I would recommend for a reasonable budget gaming build. But there are some components here that are not budget friendly. The Cooler Master Hyper 212, that's certainly budget friendly. That's like $50, and apparently a really cool cooler. Very, very popular. Corsair Vengeance, that is not budget friendly. Those are the new RGB ones. Quite expensive, but super rad. The WD Blue drives, they're budget friendly, no problem there. Solid state hybrid drives, it's got 8. That's not budget friendly. The Seagate 10TB BarraCuda Pro 7200 drive. That was sent in for review, which is why I'm using this build, because I need a build to test it in. But yeah, 10TB drive. I have to send them back though. Seagate aren't going to let me keep that one. They actually sent me 2. So after I've done this build, I might pull it out and put it in the Drobo and test it out there. But they're not going to let me keep the 10TB drive, unfortunately. Where's my knife? Where's my knife? Thank you for all the follows, by the way. I can't keep up, but thank you. Charizard 1080 subbed with a Twitch Prime sub. Oh, we'll get the announcement about that in a second. I guess we're lagging a bit. For streaming, Switch, would you recommend the Elgato HD60? Yes, I would. I use the HD60 Pro, which is in that machine back there. That machine's getting a rebuild soon too, so I probably won't live stream that because that's the system I'm streaming from. Might make things a bit difficult if I try and rebuild the system as I'm streaming on it. So there's my camera set. There's my Ryzen 1600x. My personal favorite of the Ryzen chips because it sits in that sort of fat middle ground. It's the top end of the middle range, which is where I like to be. Because you get the Ryzen 7s, you know, they're respectively pricey, although cheaper than the Intel equivalents, roughly. But I like to sit in the middle ground, the every person thing. Oh, hello, trucks. So how do the trucks always know when I start streaming? It's ridiculous. I just found out something interesting. Twitch Prime is free with Amazon Prime. Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. Already got a power supply, so no problem there. Sweet. Didn't know you streamed. This is excellent news. Yeah, I've been streaming for, I don't know, what's it been? Like 3 years? Maybe even 4 years by this point. Been a partner for a year and a half-ish, I guess. But yeah, I try and stream at least a few times a week. Usually on the weekends we have nice long streams. Some midweek streams if I can find the time. But being a YouTuber slash streamer, it's a bit tougher to do the all day, every day kind of thing that some full-time Twitchers do. So I try and find a balance. But you know, with YouTube being kind of the way it is at the moment, I you know, there's the possibility that if YouTube keeps fucking us over, I might just become a full-time streamer and see how that goes. So you know, never hurts to have more buckets for your eggs. Is that the don't keep all your eggs in one basket? It's going to be a fun stream. It's because every truck driver in Aussie land watches streams. Actually, I have met a few. Do you ever plan on replacing your main build CPU to a Zen CPU? I haven't made up my mind yet. It's very, very tempting because the multi-core, multi-thread nature of the Zen CPUs is very, very suitable for what I do, obviously. But also, I like to, you know, I want to maintain both systems. I don't know which one is going to become my main one. Depends on how things go. Because for pure gaming, the Ryzen still lags slightly behind Intel. But for mixed stuff, multitasking, streaming, gaming, the Ryzen is superior. Demonstrably. You know, lots of people have shown it. Demonstrated. Alright, so let's have a look at the Tomahawk motherboard here. I'm going to go through this because this is... looks like... Oh no, wait, I was going to say, it looks like someone's already opened this, but I opened it when I did the unboxing the first time in the hotel room. Feels like so long ago because it was such a busy time. There we are. This is just a slick looking motherboard. Look at this thing. Alright, we've had the parts list up for long enough there. Look at this thing. Look at this. Look at this motherboard. I mean, looks aren't everything, and most of it's going to be covered up by graphics card and cables and coolers and stuff like that, but still, you've got to appreciate a nice design. I went on about this in my unboxing video. I want that kind of a hat.
Hey, pat on the
that
back.
Guy.
Pat on the back for this guy.
2 months in a row from that guy. 3255. Thank you very much, mate. Do appreciate it. Again, fellow subs, throw the love, throw the hype in the chat room for another new sub, or resub in this case, I guess. If you're not a sub already, throw some purple Twitch hearts. Used to angle 3, the regular emoticon heart thing. Amazing weight loss in this last 6 months. Any tips? Yeah, switch to sugar-free energy drinks. Probably going to give me cancer, but hey, I'm skinnier. Hooray. Smaller portions at your meals. Realize it's okay to be hungry. Cut out snacks. Speaking of which, I do have some Tic Tacs over there. I got some cola-flavored Tic Tacs. I found these in the store today. They're like cherry cola Tic Tacs, and they're friggin' delicious. Right, I'm going to go through the spec sheet a bit here. What do we got? Supports up to DDR4 3200 memory. I don't have that maximum speed because I'll talk about the memory in a sec. VR ready, of course. We've got the gaming edge, so all around the outside is sort of LEDs to sort of underlight the thing, which is fairly subtle but kind of cool. Oh yeah, we've got the Turbo M2 slot right there. That's very, very fast. I don't have an M.2 drive for it at the moment, though. It's the only thing I don't have that I wanted in this build, but didn't arrive in time. Quick pass for, yeah. Alright, we can go through this as we go. But yeah, gaming device ports, so it's got low latency USB ports, USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type A and Type C, HDMI gaming LAN, golden plated audio jacks, heavy plated gaming heat sinks, DDR4 boost, PCIe steel armor, Turbo 2, audio boost. I love the audio stuff on MSI's motherboards if I haven't mentioned that recently. But yeah, really nice sort of top of the middle range of gaming motherboards. I wish it had sort of a sheath thing over the I/O at the back. I do like when motherboards have that instead of just having those sort of raw little city of steel things here. But aside from that, I love it. Alright, so let's get the CPU in here right away so we can stop fussing about with that. Zerp. Wake up at 4 AM to your gym, join the 4 AM. No, don't become a gym guy. Gym guys suck. Hey, Eternal Saber. Pie Dragon just resubbed with Twitch Prime. Why am I not getting my notifications up on my stream at the moment? What happened to my notifications? What happened to my alerts? My alerts aren't working. There we go, that one worked. Why is my sub alerts not working? God damn it. It's always something, isn't it? Planning on getting the same setup. Hope you like it. Oh, you mean this build I'm doing is similar to the one you're doing? Yeah. There we go. Pop the CPU in nice and gentle. Wait a second. Do I have that around the right way? No, I don't. I'm an idiot. That could have been a bit of a disaster. That anything done? In there. Oh. There we go. Now it's working.
Hey, pat on the back! Pat on the back for this guy!
Wait a second. No, I did have it right. That's odd. I hadn't noticed that before, but the CPU socket on this motherboard is sideways. I did have it right the first time. It's usually oriented that way. It's oriented that way on this motherboard. I wonder why that is. Doesn't make a difference, practically speaking. Just confused me for a second, that's all. Who was that resub, by the way? Krilly! Resub? No, wait, sub! Not resub. Wait, no, it is a resub. I'm getting confused again. It's going to be one of those days. 15 months in a row, thank you very much. Hype and love and all the stuff in the chat room. A little bit on the window here. Boop, 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 boop. Been looking for a build like this? Way! Probably a smart move. It's as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty much one of the ideal gaming builds. Like, just speaking for the you know, a motherboard like this, specifically this one I quite like. And I'm not just saying that because I got it for free. I really was looking at this motherboard anyway. The Ryzen 1600X, although if you want to save a little bit of money, you could probably get away with the 1600. That will still overclock. You just risk it not overclocking quite as well because the well, the X series is just built to a sort of slightly better tolerance, I guess, is probably the easiest way to describe it. They're a little bit, they handle power a little bit better, so you might have to pump a little bit more voltage into a non-X version to get the same overclock, which is always a bit of a 6 1 half dozen the other risk because of heat being the enemy of electronics. Cooler. Okay, so we have to remove the standard mounting for the cooler because the Hyper 212 LED comes with its own mount. Actually, what we might do is put the RAM in first because last time I tried to fit this cooler on the MITX motherboard that we first did a Ryzen build in, did that live too, we ran into an issue where it wouldn't fit the RAM got in the way. And this is very, very tall RAM. And it should fit because this is a full-size motherboard. Thank you for the follows. It should fit because this is a full-size motherboard, but before we go ahead and mount it, I would like to double check. Otherwise... Ooh, geez, what's my plan B? I can't use the Ryzen Wraith Max cooler that the AMD local guys sent me because that has to go back eventually, so I can't make that part of the build. Oh, no, I do have a... I've got a liquid cooler around here somewhere. The, what it's around here somewhere, isn't it? Yeah. The Gamer Storm, the Captain 120EX liquid cooler thing. I could use that if this doesn't fit. RAM. Squishy on Sandwich, hello. Where's my... Oh, my Mac went to sleep because it got unplugged. What's the total cost of the build, not including the PSU and I couldn't tell off the top of my head. I don't even know what the total cost of this build is because I did try to do a proper build list on PC Part Picker, but I couldn't find the components. Like, this memory specifically isn't listed on PC Part Picker yet. This cooler, for some reason, isn't. Like, this particular version of this cooler isn't listed. Couldn't find something else, so tried to do it on PC Case Gear as well, because they let you do build lists as well. You can make them public, but they don't carry everything in this build at one place either, so I don't know. I couldn't find a quick and easy way to do a cost calculation for the total build. This, by the way, I got sent... this is what's going to wind up... Or actually, I've got a second box of these. It's going to wind up in this rig when I rebuild it, finally. Corsair. Because I have to rebend one of these cooling tubes because it's in the way of one of the RAM slots, so I can't fit 4 in there. But this is the Corsair Vengeance RGB RAM. The specific kit is the 4x8GB, so 32GB in total, of 2666 MHz RAM. I don't know how far over that I'll be able to push it, but 2666 is going to be quite sufficient for a rig built around the 1600X. I mean, you can overclock. I mean, this board will support up to 3200, but the benefit you get between 2666 and 3200 is not huge. Maybe a few frames here and there, but I wish you could see this. If you ever get a chance, check out this RAM in real life. It feels so premium. It's amazing. It feels like it was just carved. So, Do you think RAM prices will ever go down? Yeah, they go up, they go down. I think right now they're going up. Everything gets cheaper eventually. I'm getting a Ryzen 1600X with an RX 470 soon. Good plan. The RX 470s are pretty good value right now. Other way around, idiot. Because the RX 570 just came out, and the performance difference between the two is not that great. The RX 570 will overclock better and be a little more kind on the voltages when you overclock, in the similar way to the X series does over the regular series. But yeah, bang for buck, the RX 470s are pretty friggin' tempting right now if you want to go the Team Red route. From the parts I've ordered, just Mobo, hard drive and SSD and GPU left. Nice. For your SSD, what's your plan for that? Is that going to be your system drive, or are you looking for something for game storage or media storage? Because I have different recommendations depending on what your plan is there. Hello from Temecula? Temecula? I've never even heard of that place. But hello, Californian. I like California. I've been to California 3 times? 4. LA, San Francisco, San Diego. Did I do San Diego twice? No, it was just the once. I like San Diego. It's a real nice place. Lots of eucalyptus trees everywhere in San Diego for some reason. Reminds me of home. Because native Australians, obviously. How much RAM do you need? I don't know, twice as much as you think you do. If you're building a gaming rig, I would recommend 16 gigabyte. Like today, 8 gigabytes starting to. I mean, you can get away with 8 gigabyte pretty easily, but if you want to feel a bit safer in the future, go with 16 now. I'm putting 32 in because that's what Corsair sent me. But if you're doing a rig for media creation, you know, heavy Photoshop, video editing, all that kind of stuff, 32 gig is going to be a nicer place to live. Alrighty, what have we got here? So, which of these parts do we need? Where's my manual? Manuel! There's too much butter on these plates. Name that reference. Got the red version of that RAM, very beautiful. Yeah, this is the RGB version, so it can be red, or it can be blue, or it can be yellow, it can be turquoise. I also have a stack of the white stuff, which I was originally planning to put in there, but like I said, I have to rebend one of these water pipes when I do the rebuild because it doesn't fit. I'm getting a CyberPower build PC for me. Fair enough. I've heard they're fairly decent. What are you using this for? This particular PC will be my Ryzen test rig. So this will be used for well, doing all things Ryzen. So if I need to run a benchmark on the Ryzen 1600x versus an Intel whatever as they come out, this is where it'll happen. This will also be a place where I can do some comparative testing with, say, Vega when it comes out. We'll test the Vega paired with the Ryzen, and we'll test the Vega paired with the Intel back there, see if there's any difference, do that sort of stuff. Also, it may become a secondary PC for when I'm streaming, so I can have that thing just run the games, this thing handle the streaming. There are lots of different things I can push into service a rig like this for. Let's see here. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Well, that's interesting. So, the outside of this box does specify AM4. You can't really read that. No, the webcam doesn't. I don't know. It does say AM4 on it. The instruction manual doesn't mention AM4 specifically. So, maybe I'll have to put the standard mounts back on, actually. What does it recommend for AM3? Yeah, AM3 it wants to use the standard mount by look thing, the retention spring-loaded mount. Huh. AM3, AM4, FM2, FM1... Well, this is really confusing. Intel and AMD. What the shit? Ah. Someone streaming on IRL that has a brain and isn't eating. Yeah, I know, right? I'm not quite sure whether to put the PC build stuff in creative or IRL. I guess IRL is the better fit. I don't know what it wants me to do here. I think it might just want this retaining clip. Because those the that's the back. I mean, Intel. Yeah, that's the Intel backplate. So I guess, well, I made an assumption and I made more work for myself. We don't need to remove these after all. Are these identical or are these? These do seem identical, so they can go on either way. Alright then, back on these go. Oh, I don't have my derp counter. Last time we did a build, I had a derp counter up for every time I made a stupid mistake. Someone keep count. One derp. Should we wait for Vega? At this point, if what you want is a high-end video card, i.e. anything above a 570 or 1060, I would wait. if what you want to get is something like a 1070 or 1080 Ti, at this point I would wait for Vega just to see what's up. I don't think they're too far away. When I was at AMD, there were questions asked about when Vega was coming, and everyone was very, very cagey. So I'm not sure they quite know yet. They are on record as of a few days ago saying that it is on track for a Q2 release, which means basically sort of July-ish onwards. But we shall see. Might as well use the thermal paste. I wish the Clove Crass RAM was easy to get your hands on. I haven't heard of that. What's that up? What's that up? What's up with that? Try the best looking RAM if you want lights on them. I don't know. I think these will give anything a run for the money as far as good looking light RAM. Light up RAM. Oh, come on. Get in your home. You're too good for your home. So, oh, you do have cutouts through the heatsink, don't you? Okay. Alright, first things first, let's get these fans off here to make my life easier. Ow. Crossfire and SLI most dead? Yeah, they really are. There is very little practical support for them in, you know, real games. They still have their place in some circumstances, like I think Adobe, if you're dumb enough to pay Adobe for your video editing privileges. They will take advantage of SLI for video processing and things. Oh man, we're I can't mount it that way. So that's, yeah, I can't mount this way, which is what I want to do. Actually, this way, because this socket is sideways. But I can't, I don't have the clearance. I hate this cooler. I haven't been able, this is the second build where I just haven't been able to use this cooler because it doesn't have enough friggin' clearance. Am I ever going to be able to use this cooler in anything? Ah, bloody hell. Okay. Plan B. Plan B is predicated on the hope that the AMD mounting on this is going to work on an AM4 motherboard. Otherwise, I'm a little bit boned. Back to the Wraith. No, I mean, I guess I could use the Wraith just to get the system up and running if I really have to, but that Wraith has to go back at some point, so I can't make it a permanent part of my rig. Alrighty. So, oops, your cover came off. Saving money, but to use it on be an adult wise upgrade PC to a powerhouse. How was your trip last time I saw you on stream? Going for 14 follows, 61. Yeah, we spiked a bit thanks to the Switch stuff. And the fact that I'm actually telling people I stream on YouTube these days. Okie dokie, so do. So it's got some AMD spacing on it. That's for the AM3 plus AM3 stuff. So let's have a look here. Is spacing going to work? Well, it sure isn't. Which one's the... Okay, those ones are the AMD ones. Yeah, no, can't use that. Spacing is absolutely different. Bollocks! Stymied. Absolutely bollocksed. Alright then. So, I am going to have to pull the... Oh, come on. Just I'm going to have to pull the cooler off the review Ryzen build we made and beg AMD to let me hang on to it, or see if I can order one of my own, or get another cooler that's guaranteed to work with this RAM, or something. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break while I go pull off that cooler, because I can't do it on camera because it's over there and everything. So I think we've been going for 37 minutes. It's a bit early for a break, but I will just have to go to the BRB screen, and I'll be back in just a sec, guys. And we're back. We are back. Alright, let's get this thing cleaned off. You don't need a cooler? Yeah, I think you might. You sub, really enjoying your videos, Blunty? Well, thank you very much. Alright, a little bit of ice spray for alcohol. Squirt. Clear off the old thermal paste, which there is really too much of. Man, I better slobber that one. Didn't even know WD SSDs. Yeah, they've only just started doing that relatively recently, because they bought SanDisk, basically. So SanDisk and WD are the same company now. So one of the very first things they did after buying SanDisk was go, hey, SanDisk are really, really good at making all these memory chips. We should make some WD SSDs now. You know, and they're actually really good. Felix Mason, sorry about that. I left for a second, got a job interview. Congratulations, good luck. Job interview on Sunday though, that's weird. What kind of job interviews on Sundays? Retail maybe. go. That's the thermal paste that belongs to that. Where's my thermal paste? Hello? I'm sure I had it around here somewhere. Did I not put some thermal paste out? Hello? Ah, there you are. My Noctua NTH1 thermal paste. Let's just run one here, dude. Oh, the delay is terrible. Well, it depends on how quickly I look up at the chat room. When you were going to the existing middle of 3, did the music stop for anyone else? Music should be going. Now I'm confused. Alrighty. Alrighty, let's get some goop on here. That should be plenty. Let go. Come on. There you go. I do like the AMD sort of clamp style heatsink things. I mean, they're just kind of easy to deal with in general. Less work, less screws. But they are just a little bit fiddly. There we go. That feels good. Looking good too. It's going to look good next to the light up RAM. Circle of light, light up RAM. It's all going to look groovy. It's, one of these is for the USB, which is that one. One of these is for the lights, which is that one. So we can put those aside just for the moment. Worry about them a little bit later on. And fan header for CPU, which is right where it should be. Is there anything else? There's the pump fan there. I think I'll just put on the CPU fan. Makes the most sense. And in it goes. Let's see if we can do something about this cable. Tidy, tidy, tidy. Everything must be tidy. He says his cables explode. Oh, ignore me. Completely fine. I think the sound card is getting old. Oh, because you couldn't hear the music? Okay. Good. Okay. So that's that done. We can put this aside for the moment and start prepping the case. So you want to go get some sleep. 1 AM here in the UK. Ah, you're lightweight. I got up at 1 AM. I just crushed my Retron 5. Alrighty. So this is the same case we built the last AMD rig in, just because this is the only full-size case I have at the moment that I really want to do a build in. I mean, I've got the larger version of this as well, the 570, but it's too big and too heavy for what this rig is going to be moved about, so I want it a little bit lighter if I can. Plus, I kind of like this case better than the Big Brother version because it has a fully shrouded bottom half here, so it covers up all the cables for the power supply, whereas the big version only has sort of a half a shroud, which is weird. Whatever. Okay, so we need to reroute some of these cables because they're going through the wrong hole. Right hole for M8X, wrong hole for ATX. Never ever jam it in the wrong hole, people. No one appreciates that. Let's see here. I guess we can just go through the top for now. A few weeks ago, I drove by the AMD headquarters in Austin. This is pretty, yeah, it's pretty big. It's pretty big. Especially considering it's just sort of marketing and R&D. You know, it's not like that's you know, that's where they do the fabs or anything. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut that cable tie because I've just made a mess of things back here. Jam that through there. Cut that cable tie. Okie dokie. Good. Free space. And I know you couldn't see what I was doing there, but I was just rerouting some cables. Just stay out of my way for the time being, will you fellas? Preach. He's in. Got to choose. Can it still run the games you play on the settings you want? If yes, no, okay to. Oh, you're right. You're right. Answer what else. What was the best part of the trip to Austin? I mean, aside from the main purpose of the trip, which was sort of going to see the AMD people and talking to those guys, and where is? It was probably the food. Where did I? Oh, there it is. I was just looking for the I/O cover. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the best part about Austin trip, the food was amazing. Like, previous trips to America, the food's never been fantastic. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, well, you know, got taken out for some very nice meals and everything, but it was never spectacular. It was just decent food. Trip to Austin, however, fantastic food. Tex-Mex, it's just the best Tex-Mex I've ever had in my life. Hardly surprising, seeing as how close you are to Mexico when you're in Austin, Texas. Texas barbecue, fantastic. Loved it. Alrighty, I don't think I have to move any of these standoffs, do I? Except for that one. Okay, those go there. Just trying to remember which standoffs I moved for the micro ATX build. I think it was just that one. Come on, IO Shield, play nice. You're not playing nice. There you go. Beautiful. Right, where am I? Nope. Yep. Oh, the margaritas were fucking mind-blowing, yeah. Just the most amazing margaritas in the universe. Both frozen and regular, just astounding. Like, jaw-droppingly good. Can I add you on Switch, Blunty? Sure. No idea what my fucking friend code is at the moment. But if I wind up playing some Mario Kart after we do this build, which I pretty sure we will switch to doing some Mario Kart streaming, because I haven't streamed in about 2 weeks because of the trip and recovery from the trip, so I feel kind of guilty. So we might make an extra effort today, do a double stream. But yeah, if we get around to Mario Kart, I will obviously spend a little bit of time adding people, because half the fun of Mario Kart is racing against people you know. So they can either kick your head in, or you can beat their pants off. No, I've never actually played Mario Kart online on stream before. I mean, I have played it online. I mean, when the Wii U version came out, I think I did some streaming of that. But I've never done it with, you know, I've never been online and streaming at the same time, I don't think, with people I know. Be interesting to see how well that works. You guys won't be able to screen cheat very well because there's a delay in the stream, obviously. Not that there's much screen cheating useful in Mario Kart anyway, but... Man, I really need to get a magnetic screwdriver back. At that moment, I'm in Belgium, and I bought my PC like 4 years ago. Probably shitty. Double stream, yeah, double stream. I need to call. I think just parked my PC side panels off next to my wife's side of the bed. I'm not sure whether you're calling your wife frigid or you're making fun of the fact that women never seem to have the correct body temperature. What is up with that, by the way? How many girls we got watching? Why are you always too cold or too hot? Why can you never be comfortable? I'm 37 years old. I still haven't figured that part out. No woman I've ever spoken to has ever given me a good answer about why you guys just can't cope with temperature changes. Am I in trouble? Is that sexist? Am I being a nasty little cisgender white male privileged guy? Okay. Alright, feeling good about that. I'm pretty sure I got all the screws in the right places. Giggity. Let's do the power supply. Should have done the power supply first, but whatever. It doesn't really matter that much. Now, which one of these screws... Pretty sure it's that one. One of these screws releases the sheaths on the other side. Nope, not that one. Might be that one. Ah, there we go. Come on now. Cooperate. Thank you. And this one is a tab there. We should just be able to... Wait, are you screwed in as well? I think you are, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Oh, were you? Nope, you weren't. I was just moving the tab the wrong way. I had no idea I was older than but just turned 38. Wait, am I? I'm 38. Pretty sure I'm 38. 37, 38. One or the other. Really should get that figured out soon. Birthday in July. A bit of dust. A little bit of dust. Rah, rah. Right, power supply. Same power supplies we used in the last Ryzen rig as well. The Corsair VS650. Nice little mid-range power supply. Oh, we should take the screws out of that before we try and mount it in, should we? That might make my life easier. Wife is fine over the weeks, just over the weekend she turns into an ice queen. Weird. Literally no women in chat, I guess. I know for a fact that I do have at least half a dozen or so women who tend to turn up regularly to my streams. Maybe they just didn't want to get into that particular argument again. Maybe they're tired of having that argument. Stupid fat men like me. Maybe they're just ignoring me. Making my stupid cliche jokes. Why the ketchup mustard cables? Because this power supply is not modular, and that's what it has. But don't worry, you won't see them. Because cable extensions. Woo! The cheaty way to hide your ketchup and mustard cables without having to spend the extra money on a properly modular power supply. Speaking of which, when I do the rebuild of that, that's getting a properly modular power supply. One of Corsair, one of Thermaltake's new 650 watts RGB power supplies. So the fan that's currently sitting there, that's going to light up just like these. So that black space under there is finally going to be lit up properly. Plus that black space there is going to be lit up with Corsair RAM. This space here I'm changing around a bit. Rebuild's going to look sick. Just waiting on 2 more components before I can get the rebuild started. One of which is an SSD, NVMe SSD, so very, very fast. The other one is I'm waiting on Intel to get back to me on whether or not they want to give me a 7700K for the build. Otherwise, I'm going to have to try and find room in the budget to just buy one. Because I do just want to max out that rig at this point. I've had the 2 overclockable i5s in the last 2 main rigs I've used. I've got a good feel for them. Now I just want to sort of go hell for leather and max it out, especially now that I'm streaming more often. And we do run into issues with streaming, although I guess if I went for the Ryzen 1600, that would solve that issue as well. Actually, the 600X will do it just fine, but pair it up with the 1080 or 1080 Ti or something. But I've gotten to the point where I can convince myself that just going max out for a fully sick rig, bro, is where I'm at. I'll support your He-Man woman haters comment. Shirt, love it. Yeah, right? I go for like $8 at Target. They sell all kinds of stupid, chintzy, crappy t-shirts for aging Gen Xers trying to get some nostalgia. Actually got another really cool t-shirt the other day. It's got a NES controller on it. And in big letters it just says, Control Freak. It's my new favourite. In the new case, I use Zelman Z11 Plus MIDI tower computer case, which is a wee bit too big. I think I know that case. Yeah, that's pretty significant. Why not Ryzen 7? Well, because the Ryzen 5 is what they gave me. This motherboard and the CPU is what was in the gift box that was in my hotel room when I went to Texas for my Dragon Squad trip with MSI. So, I mean, you know, if someone from AMD is watching, and I know a couple of you AMD guys have followed me recently because you liked my stuff from that trip, you dug my videos, so I've got a couple of AMD social media people following me on Twitter and stuff now. So if you're watching, by the way, if you want to send me one of the Ryzen 7 chips, more than happy to do a build, check it out. More than happy. Okay, power supply is in. Let's get the motherboard wired up. And you are correct plug, yes. Actually, I'm not going to worry about the CPU side of things, because the last time I built in this case, kind of ran out of room back here for cable management, and you barely see the CPU one anyway. So we'll leave that out, save ourselves a little bit of a bulk, and we'll just deal with the this one here. Actually, while I've got it out of the case, I'm going to straighten up that cable comb a bit. Just to get things super tidy. Actually, Actually, I might even add a second cable comb in here. I do have one, pretty sure. I sure do. Alright. Let's go a little bit anal on the cable. Don't use gaffer tape to seal up small plastic bags full of parts. That makes it a pain in the ass to get them out again. Pro tip. Okay, so if you've never seen a cable comb before, guys, that's what it looks like. Just a little, literally, kind of a double-sided comb thing to clip onto cables to keep all the individual strands nice and tidy. If you're making a rig, a show rig or something, you know, with a case with a window on it, it can pay to spend the effort it takes to get all these sort of wrangled and tidy. Just looks a little bit nicer. Of course, it is very, very fiddly and annoying. Pretty sweet gift box. Yeah, it was a pretty sweet gift box to find in my hotel room. That was not a bad day. Why not? Oh no, for your personal. Oh, why not Ryzen 7 for my personal rig? Well, because I already have the motherboard, and it's it's an Intel motherboard. So, plus I knew I was building this rig, and there's no point having two Ryzen rigs. I would rather have one of each, because doing what I do with the YouTube review stuff, it what the this cable comb's too big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Why would they give me a 4? Wait up, wait. That's weird. Why would you ever need a cable comb that's 4 cables too big for the largest cable in a computer case? That's super weird. Oh!
Hey, pat on the back! Pat on the back for this guy!
Throwing down a resub 8 month runs in a row. A little bit of love and hype in the chat room, as always. Have to show appreciation. Oh, that was a big splash too. Well done, Paul. Alright. The Paul many numbers, that's him. I guess I'll just cut this extra bit off. There we go. Snicky. Alrighty, so we're up. Sorry, built up the microphone there. I've gone back to the wired headset, by the way. It sounds so much better than the wireless headset I was using. A little more inconvenient, of course, but still. Convenience does not trump quality. Paul is good. Yeah, Paul is good with big splashes. I don't know why. Paul always knows how to exactly fill the cup with cheers, and for some reason his resubs are always big splashes. Magic in you, Paul. Your voice doesn't match you, nothing wrong with it, just feels weird. How does my voice not match me? What kind of voice did you expect me to have? My voice is a little bit sore at the moment. So I'm a little bit higher in the register and a little bit raspier than usual. Maybe that's it. But I've never heard anyone tell me my voice doesn't match me. Wait, what's the wording? Yeah, it doesn't match me. My voice doesn't match me, apparently. Whatever the fuck that means. Alrighty, cable tie. Oh, sorry, I'll turn this around so you can see what I'm doing. That makes my life a little bit more awkward, but I'm just going to cable tie that across there so it never droops, which will hopefully keep it looking tidier inside the case. Having fun? I always have fun when I build PCs, even when things are going stupid. And especially have fun when I'm streaming building PCs. Sean Bonds alive. If that's not an Australian, I don't know what is. Bonza, mate. Oh, come on, cable tie, just flip over. Fine, I'll do you backwards then. Giggity. What's your opinion on the new AMD Ryzen 7? I haven't used them myself, but I have obviously been keeping a close eye on the reviews and gameplay and all that sort of stuff. They look really nice, especially for a content creator. Fantastic value for money. But the thing is, for me, my rigs are generally gaming / live streaming rigs when it comes to PC. That's what they get used for most for, aside from web surfing, all that kind of pissy shit. My actual content creation, like my YouTube videos, I do on my Mac. Because Mac OS stays out of my goddamn way. Windows does not. Also, Final Cut Pro X, which is my absolute 100% preference for a video editor, is obviously a Mac-only app. So switching away from it is not something I'm eager to do. Although, that said, if pressed into service to edit on a Windows PC, I think I have a path now, because the Blackmagic people have just brought out a new version of their editing suite, which was previously only useful for color grading. The latest version has a lot more sophisticated editing in it, which makes it a legitimate alternative to Adobe's ransomware. I fucking hate Adobe. They will never ever choose to use their products. They are scumbags of the highest order. Let's see how we do here. Let's plug the fan header into this one. Good. Okay. Now, CPU. CPU. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about the extension on this one. You'll just never see this. And even if you do, it looks like the only exposed parts are going to be yellow anyway, which I can handle. Oh, if I can get the cable to fucking behave. It's a bit stiff. Giggity. I mean, usually that's a good thing. Why can't I get you to... Oh, okay. If I bend you this way, we'll just see the black cables. Let's do that instead. Come on now. Line groping. Feel the force. Oh, sweet Jesus in heaven! Come on. There we go. Jeez. Stubborn. Leoko just subbed for Twitch Prime. Why is my alert? Why my alerts aren't working? Streamlabs is fucking up again. I bet you. They've been on and off for the last week or so. I've been seeing their tweets. Oh, sorry, we've got a problem. We'll try and fix it. Just when I switch away from Muxy again. They seem so reliable for a while. But thank you anyway for your Twitch Prime sub, Loco. 630. Hackintosh is, well, yeah, Hackintosh is another option, but I have done Hackintoshes. They're always a little bit of a pain in the ass because any update can just crush your system into powder. And if you don't keep it updated, then what's the point? Any plans to come to the UK? No plans, but I never say never. I got to the UK about a year ago for that 100-year of Tanks anniversary thing with Wargaming. That was pretty sweet. But no immediate plans. Whereabouts in Australia are you? Sydney. It only works with regular subs, not Prime subs? I'm sure it's worked with Prime subs before. I'm absolutely certain it has. Absolutely certain it has. Eh. How much is the build? No fucking idea. Because the motherboard and CPU were part of a gift pack. All the other parts it was stuff I already had, lying around or waiting for a review, things like that. So I actually have no idea. If I had to guess, I mean, except for the super expensive components I've got in here, let me bring the build parts up again. So the Ryzen 1600x, so you know, 300 and something, and the motherboard there, 200 and something, I think. Cooler Master, that's 50, although we're not using that anymore because we couldn't fit it with the memory. Force Avenger, that's expensive memory, so you don't have to get that memory, so that'll bring the cost down if you go for a bit cheaper memory. That's very inexpensive for a SATA, particularly one for a quarter of a gig. They're very inexpensive as well, quite nice for mass storage. I just use it for video storage when I'm recording video stuff. That's a very, very expensive hard drive, 10 terabyte BarraCuda. That's in for a review. I think I have to send that back though. It's going to be a heartbreaking day. Send back a 10 terabyte thing. Yeah, the case was in for review. That Corsair, that I bought, that's about 85 bucks worth Australian. So, I mean, just for something that's about the same. Did I forget to put the graphics card in this slideshow? I think I did, didn't I? Stupid. You could probably do a system like this with the same motherboard, same processor, same graphics card, save some money on the drive, save some money on the memory, save some money on the case because this is a fancy case. Power supply is fine. You could probably get a build like this somewhere close to 1,000. Or in American dollars, maybe 800. And it's somewhere between 800 and 1,200-ish, I think. Just quick head math. Who just cheered, by the way? I didn't see that come in. I heard the noise, but I was too busy concentrating. Nick! Thank you, Nick! Hey, Nick! Oh, and also Unjorted Fear. A couple of Kappa cheers there. Winky Kappa cheers. Hey, thank you, Unjorted. 1,200. So yeah, 1,200 sounds about ish right. I mean, you can save either side of that depending on which way you go, but yeah. It's a fairly reasonably priced build. It should perform quite well as well. What GPU? I'm using the MSI Gaming X GTX 1060, which is just one of the best 1060s I've ever come across. Super, super quiet. I mean, you can tell that's a massive heatsink for a 1060. Lovely backplate on it. A little bit of RGB lights on the logo. But yeah, I really like MSI's cards. And I'm not just saying that because I'm sponsored by MSI these days, with part of that Dragon Squad thing. I mean, if you doubt my sincerity, go back and look at my videos for previous MSI cards. Long before I was ever sponsored by MSI or even had a working relationship with their PR people, I was saying lovely things about their graphics cards. And the very first PC I built, a couple of years ago, well, not the first PC I built, but the first PC I built in the modern era as a YouTuber from scratch, that was built on top of an MSI motherboard by choice as well. So, what does cheering do? Cheering is a bit of a kind of a it's a mini donation kind of So for every cheer, I get like a cent. So yeah, Paul Many Numbers just cheered one there. That's 1 cent for me. Foxy cheer, boink. It's kind of like a microtransaction comment. it's a sort of fun, interactive way to support your favorite streamer without spending a ton. You can spend anything from a cent to, you know, many hundreds of dollars, I guess, if you really wanted to. But it's all within Twitch, so there's no external money transferring going on. It's all Amazon/Twitch. So it's nice and secure, safe for everybody, just a bit of fun. Optional way to support. Okie doke, we'll get this out of the way. So, what am I doing? I've lost focus. Did the CPU, did that. We should probably get some headers in at this point. Man, this stuff is everywhere. What are we doing here? That's my USB 3.0. We'll put that aside for the moment. Put those aside. Fans are all tangled. Would you recommend upgrading an RX 1700 if you want to use a GTX 1070? No, it should be fine. 1700 is going to be absolutely fine for a GTX 1070. It'll keep up, no problems at all. Alright, there we go. It's hard drive LEDs. Oh man, I've made a mess of these cables. Jeez, dude. Alright. Next goal. Oh, 300 Kappas. Thank you very much, Nick. I never built my own from scratch. When I got this PC, my brother built it 4 years ago. Didn't want to risk it back then. There's some poons. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Now I'm sorted. Now I can see where the cables are. Oh, where'd you come undone? Alrighty, good. I'll tell you what. Let's get the shrouds back on. I want to try and route these I/O cables through the portal in the shroud. Through that right there. Might be a nice tidy way to do it. All right, what are you jammed up on there? What the hell? Come on. Don't be that guy. Devil's fan, thank you very much. What the blithering hell is going on here? I don't have this around the wrong way, do I? No, I don't. I'm not supposed to go there. Why can't I get this to locate? Why are you being so stubborn? There you go. Ah! You cannot defeat me, you small piece of plastic. For I am Blunty, the Magnificent. And also handsome and humble. There we go. Alright, I/O cables. Tangled. So this is my least favorite part of a PC build. Motherboard I/O cables for the front panel headers and stuff. Such annoying little bitch job. With my great big fat hands. Ow! That was pointy. Look out!
Take some bacon and I'll put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes. Bacon pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Take some bacon and I'll put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes. Bacon pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Take some bacon and I'll put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes.
Actually, I've changed my mind on the I/O cables. After all that trouble. Thank you very much. That was Nick, wasn't it? Was that Nick? I haven't got my stream thing up. I forgot to load up my tip jar thingy. There we go. There we go. Now it's updated properly. Right. There we go. Welcome back to Twitch. Blunty reads the message. Thank you very much, Nick. Amonzo, how you doing, man? Alright, so where is my tidiest route for these bloody I/O cables? Fine, I'll just come through here. Don't like going through here, but I'll go through here. Might cable tie you down there, how about that? How about that? Ball many numbers in with the many cheers. See if he perfectly fills the cup. He always does. Perfect pour. How do you do that? Okay, where is motherboard manual for front panel header I/O? Here we are. Should be standard, but never hurts to double check. Nick to go in with one cheer. Thank you. Okay, so we have 1 and 3 is hard drive led. Alright, what is hard drive led? There we are. Reset. Power. Hard drive led. 1 and 3. And then 2 and what? 2 and 4? Power, LED. Ow, sorry. Current LED plus is on number 2, so plus on the outside. Okay. First stream of yours. Well, welcome aboard. Sorry, you've joined me at the moment where I'm liable to bang my microphone against the bloody case. Power switch and reset switch. Reset switch is 5 and 7. Power switch is 4 and 8. Okay. That was relatively painless. I like the position of those front panel headers on this motherboard. Gonna make it relatively easy to keep them tidy as well. what case you got? This is the Corsair Crystal Series 460... 460? 470. I always get the model number mixed up for some reason. We'll come by in a second. Not using that cooler anymore. Got some issues. Come on. Any minute now on that slideshow, it'll come up. There it is, 460X. Crystal Series 460X.
Baking pancakes, making
Oh,
bacon
look out.
pancakes. Take some bacon and I'll put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes.
Big sploosh.
Bacon pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Take some bacon and I'll put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes. Bacon pancakes, making bacon pancakes. The bacon and I'll put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes.
Thank you very much, C Flurry. No, wait, that was the latest follow. Where is the latest donation? There it is. Bam McAvey. $5 coming in. Love the content. Keep it up. I will attempt to. Giggity. Is that deserved giggity? I don't know. How do we feel about that giggity, guys? I thought you were going to build in the... Oh, actually, I changed my mind on the wood case. I am still going to do a build in the wood case, but I'm going to do it either with the M-ATX board that I already have, that I did the first Ryzen builds in, or I'm going to wait till the mini ITX boards come out, then do it, because that'll give me a lot more room to maneuver the other parts in. For those who don't know what he's talking about, the if you're here at the start of the stream, you would have seen me pull the motherboard out of the gift box that I got, which is this thing. This is the front half of it. The other half snaps on the back there. I'm going to do a PC build in this, because it's so cool looking. It's going to look really even more cool looking once I get a like clear coat of lacquer or something to protect this raw wood press board or whatever it is. But I'm going to do a PC build in there, sort of absolute custom case. But I'm going to do it with a smaller motherboard so I have more room to move, because this full-size motherboard was going to be possible, but more challenging than it needs to be. Just did my new build in this case. It's a nice case, isn't it? It's not super fantastic for cable management back here, but it's pretty damn good everywhere else. And I don't like the twisted pair cables for the front panel headers. That's about it. Everything else I like. Corsair do amazing cases. Amazing case. Something, something, funny lyric. Oh, you're the fan headers. Okay. Let's keep you there. Actually, do I have... I did buy some fan splitters the other day for future projects. I have... It's a two-way, two-way... There's a three-way. Giggity. Let's put all three of these front fans on the same header, just to make my cable life tidy. They're only going to sit at low RPMs anyway, because there's three of them, and I don't need them to spin that hard. Giggity. Ooh. Actually, no, we're not going to do that. I thought I bought a 4-pin splitter, but I did not. That one is. Yeah, that one is. Oh, these are only 3-pin fan headers anyway. Oh, okay, no, we can. We can. I thought they were full-on PCM fans, but they're not. So I'll get rid of this two-way that I had. Three-way. Three-way is more exciting than two-way. If you know what I mean, and I think you do. Wait a second. No, I can't do that. Fine. Fine, you want to argue with me? Fine. Anybody keeping count on the gigaties? Should have a giggy counter, shouldn't we? Gigaties per minute. Okie dokie, where's that manual? There! Let's have a look at my fan header situation. USB, CPU fan, fan system fans 1 to 4. Ooh, we've got plenty of fan headers on this board. I hadn't noticed that. Looks like we've got 4 fan headers. Maybe I don't have to worry about the splitter after all. Here we go. So we've got the CPU fan and the pump fan. System fan 3 and 4. Just fan 1 and 2. Okay. So, well, yeah, I will still use this splitter. It's going to make my life a bit easier. I just got to pull the microphone up. I think I just muted myself, but hang on a sec. Just got to reorient myself. Mm-hmm. Can't read the print. One fan. Two fans. Now let's pull them through here. Actually, you know what? Disconnect you from there. I'll pull you through the grommet. There we are. Might do the same with this one as well. Oh, tangled. Everything's a disaster. What the? Man, I suck at cable management today, guys. Oh, bloody hell. Now the thing's working. They make a keep and link dancing $2. Thank you very much. So, there we go. There we go. Did you just make a sex joke? Sex jokes are the only kinds of jokes I make. Alrighty. So that's the fans taken care of. Let's loop you up here. And we have a cable tie point right there, which you guys can't see, but whoops, slid off the side of the desk there slightly. One thing, or yet one more thing I like about Corsair's cases, lots and lots and lots of cable tie points for proper, lovely, obsessive cable management. Just need to get all this untangled. There we go. Oh, come on. Come on. Just behave. There you go. Trimmers. Where's my trimmers? And snip. Itty doo dah. Beautiful. I haven't seen anyone build a PC before. Educational stream. Hooray! Educational. It's easy that I'm making it look. Oh! Bam Machiavelli! Dancing again! It's easy for me to make a sex joke because my sex is a joke. But alright, so that's my drives, that's my drives. That's my graphics cards. Chill out, shit, thank you. Alright, so where's my graphics card extension thingy? Sir Lippy, thank you very much for the follow. Come on. Tell you what, these cable extensions are on their last legs. They've been through so many different system builds, they're starting to get a bit mangled. Oh, this one might even be too mangled to use. I think I'll squish that one. No, it's fine. I do need to put in some an order for some more cable extensions, I think. Please? Please? Get in there. Why won't you get in there? Why are you being a dick? Come on. There it goes. Any problem can be solved with the correct application of force. Where are my cable combs? Cable combs, cable combs, cable combs, cable combs, cable combs. Just want to be your friend, Steven. Those are not the right cable combs. Too small, too small, too small, too big. Screw it, we'll use them. Just put one in the middle three. Well, I say middle three. Hi Blunty says P4R7YG0D. What? What kind of username is that? Hello. I'm wearing pants? Yes, I am. Well, I'm wearing tracky decks. For those who aren't Australian, tracky decks are sweatpants. Oh, that's why. That's why. I've been an idiot. No wonder you were so tight. Had the wrong cable, didn't I? Well, that's the one I want. That's already got a cable comb on it. Adoy. Like I said, building a PC is easier than making it look. There we go. That didn't fight me. Okay, let's get these. Come on, come on. Just cooperate with me just a little bit. Don't ask for much in life, but come on. You can always 3D print. That's an idea, actually. I should try 3D printing some cable combs. Found a cool little thing the other day. I 3D printed a new latch for a Ethernet cable. You know how Ethernet cables, the latches always break off? You can 3D print sort of one that clips onto the cable and replaces the latch. Works really well. Machiavelli cheering 67. Oh, so close. Did you mean to cheer 69? Alrighty. Looking not too bad back here. Let's go back to the front. That's the swoopsie daisy. Glad that was empty. I was going to say, that's the secret to all this. Gotta work the back for a while, then you work the front for a while. Alright, where is my USB 3.0 header? Is that you right there? Of course it would be you right there. Why wouldn't you be in a nice place? Actually, that is a nice place. That'll let me hide this cable. This hideous USB 3.0 cable header that they forced us to use for some reason. Whoever came up with this standard is a bastard. Ugly, huge, chunky bullshit cable. There we go. Not so bad. Looking tidy. There, Machiavelli. There's the 69. Giggity, giggity, goo. Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. Let's get the giggity up. Giggity. Giggity, 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 giggity. Giggity, 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 giggity. Giggity. I came over from YouTube. Me too! The cup is overflowing! We need a bigger splash to clear up the cup. Okay. So this is my front panel audio, which probably should be down there somewhere. Sure is. Alright, so let's route this through the lower grommet as well. Look out, Undaunted's on the case. 100 splash coming in. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Ah, sploosh. Not so bad. Although, Machiavelli undid all your work instantly. Come on, there you go. Make it fit. Alrighty. So we'll squirt underneath the 3.0 cable there. Run along the bottom of the case, like so. Where's my blank pin? Blank pin is on the top. Beautiful. Just like I bought one. Sploosh, or whatever the male equivalent is. Which I suppose is just sploosh. Built with semen. Archer reference! Woot woot woot! Been watching the new season? It's kind of wacky. I love it. Hang on a second. 1,000 bits coming in from Undaunted Fear. I didn't see that. Wish I'd looked up for that one. That would have made a big splash. Thank you, Undaunted. Well, I'll see it on the recording when I check it back to upload this. Okay. Front panel audio done. USB 3.0 done. Fan header is done. Do I have... No, I don't have any front panel USB 2.0 on this case, do I? I think that's all of the I.O. Paul many numbers with the many muxies. I want to see this. Come Come on, Muxy. Muxy Storm! I don't know how to do a fox noise. What does the fox say? Oh, for the first time ever, Paul Many Numbers has overestimated the cup. We have Muxy Spill. Muxy Foam on top of the cup. That's Mike, that's the Australian accent working its magic. Yes, we all sound that awesome. What? He was talking about my accent? I just want to see the only satisfying part of the build, the GPU installed. Yeah, I like that part too, which is why I always leave it till almost last. We're nearly there though. Alright, where is my... Alright, here we go. Is this the magnetic one? This is not the magnetic one. That's not the magnetic one either. Where is my magnetic one? Well, this is the... This feels like magnetic. There we go. There we go. So that's a long one though. Where is... Sure, I had a moderately spaced magnetic. Nope. Why, Delilah? All right. Yeah, I don't know how I want to space this. We'll go from the top, I guess. Like so. I'll squirt in this one. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so where's my header for the RGB stuff? Bamax, we'll load it again. From RGB LED strip connector on page 21. It is down near the audio. And ground pin number 1 looks to be on the left. Where'd my torch go? I feel like that's right. Well, you guys going off on the cheers. Is there a cheer war going on that I haven't noticed? You guys trying to sploosh and sploosh? Angela says, "This current my next build in 3 months. Same motherboard, CPU combo with 16 gigabytes of 3200. Nice. GPU would be MSI as well as the build is going to be red and black themed. Yeah. I do wish MSI had a little more variety in the graphics cards as far as color schemes go. But for an AMD build, they're spot on. Alrighty. So, I don't think I've explained what I'm doing here, but this is what's happening. The LED strip that I've just put all around the case, I plugged into the Mystic Light header on the motherboard. So the motherboard itself will control the lights. And what I'm going to do at the other end is I've got a male-to-male connector that I can plug this connector in, which is the LED control for the cooler here. So all of the LEDs and the cooler itself will be on the same control system and all change color together, and it will be awesome. All I need to do is find the very, very tiny header connector thingy to make it happen. I don't know, I've got it around here somewhere. I know I do. Oh, bloody hell. Zero. Hello, look. Good night, Blunty. Good night, Jet. Good night, Bam Valley. Thank you for your support, hanging out, and your cheers. Nice. It's nice to see the donation cheer cup thing actually working for a change. For a long time, that wasn't working at all. It was frustrating. Come on, where is it? I know I've got one here somewhere. Ow. Nope, you're not it. Ow, pointy. Haha! Zip. So there we go. Itty bitty little male to male connector, which will allow me to wire in series CPU cooler color thingy mabob doodler. Now, what are we going to do with this cable is the next question. Leave room for the CPU, the GPU, sorry. Can probably bury it just underneath it. Probably get away with that, actually. I reckon we might just get away with hiding it like that. Once the GPU is in, you'll never see it. Alright, and you want a USB header, of which we have plenty down below, but do we have any near the top? USB 2.0 connectors on page 17. We have... Ow, pointy. 2 down the bottom. Must be 3 on the side. Ooh! Oh, I hadn't noticed that. We have a secondary USB 3.0 header on this motherboard. Sweet! I'll have to get a back panel adapter for that so we can make use of it. Nice. Nice work, MSI. Thank you. Alright, looks like those USB 2.0 ports are at the bottom there. That's the only ones we can use here, but we can route the cable the same way we did one with the... Why do you not have a blocked... Oh, you do have a blank pin. Alright, so we can route you underneath and kind of behind the GPU as well. Not perfectly tidy, but you'll never see it. So, to hide that sin, let's get the GPU in. Oh, I love that. And thumb screw and long screwdriver. This is the only bit about this case I really, truly don't like. It's super awkward to get these screws in, especially when the case is upright. What GPUs? This is the MSI Gaming X GTX 1060. Quite honestly, I would like to have 1080 Ti or something in this rig, or 1070 at least. But this is what I've got for this build, so this is what it gets. I always like to have a little more overhead than I need. Like, I'm perfectly content with 1080 gaming, especially when you're streaming, because there's no point in running a game anything else but 1080 when you're streaming, because you can't stream above it. Nice. Nice. Okay, cable management. Let's have another go at this. to scooch underneath the motherboard, I will be chuffed. There we go. You can squeeze in there, you can squeeze in there, you can squeeze in there. Surprisingly tidy. Oh, look out! Another 1,000 coming in. Hawk of the North. I like that username. Could use some capitals though. Capital H. That's looking amazing. Hope you had a good time in Texas. I did have a good time in Texas. Are you Texas native? Or are you just generally wishing me fun? Thank you very much for the big splash too. That's the plan. By the stage the Vega cards should be out, so maybe in the Vega. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. That's the other thing. This will be a Vega rig, hopefully sometime in the future. I may put that graphics card in prematurely. It's going to make it a bit of a pain in the ass to get the hard drives sorted, I've just realised, but it's looking awesome. Let's take it out for now, because it is going to be in my way. I forgot completely about the hard drives. I got... Cable management plan works, so it was worth testing that before we got too much further, so I don't have to worry about the cable management. Where's it release? There we go. Come on now. Gently. Alrighty, hard drives. Look at this thing, look at this thing, look at this thing! Look at it! 10 terabytes. 10 terabytes. 10 terabytes of Seagate BarraCuda Pro. 7200 RPM, by the way. This isn't 10 terabytes of slow-ass drive. This is 10 terabytes of as fast as regular hard drives go, I guess. It's like, it feels like it's made out of depleted plutonium. It's so heavy. There must be so many platters and shit inside there. I guess it is a Pro drive too, so it's meant to be built tough. It feels like it's literally carved out of a billet of aluminium. Actually, I think it is. Actually, it is. I can see the... It's got like a unibody design, like a MacBook. It has literally been CNC'd from a billet of aluminium, not cast. It has been carved. That's awesome! Alright. We're going to need to go to the back for these hard drives. Oh. Semi-toolless drive bays. Thank you, Corsair. Actually, I think these ones are completely toolless. These, the 2.5 ones are semi-toolless. These ones are actually completely toolless. Completely and properly. Wub wub wub. SATA power. And where are my SATA cables? There's one. Oh, bloody hell. That was loud. What's going on? I thought you went. Oh, it's not going to sleep. I left with 9 and had to make it 10. Thank you very much. You couldn't sleep because it was all awkward. It's always amused me how tense sort of decimals make people in donations as well. Makes me tense too. It stresses me out a bit. But we turn it into a game sometimes, which helps with the anxiety. Alright, let me get the lay of the land about these SATA headers. Cobalt Fox Space, hello. Yes, hello. 10 terabytes sounds fantastic. Right. I'm gonna talk to the Seagate people and see if they'll let me hang on to it, because they sent me 2. And they said, we need them back. I said, fine. You know, because they're obviously very, very rare as far as review samples go, because they are an expensive hard drive, but I'm going to try and plead and beg to see if they'll let me hang on to one of them. Because I want to put it in that rig, because that's where all my video game capture recording happens. I've got a 4 terabyte drive in there at the moment, which is mass storage. There's a 1 terabyte WD blank in there, which is currently the drive that all the video recording goes to, because it's 7200 and nice and quiet. So depending on how quiet these Seagate drives are, I may beg for them to let me hang on to one for just huge amounts of mass storage for 4K game recording and shit like that. What am I looking for? Oh, SATA. I want to see what the SATA situation is. SATA's 1 to 4, page 15. Alrighty, so the 2 vertical ones, the SATA 4 and 3, and SATA 1 and 2. Alright, so that's cool. I'll jug this guy into SATA 3. And everything will be hunky. Perhaps even dory. But we won't know. Until we know. Probably get away with the right angle. Actually, yeah, let's swap that one out for a right angle. It's going to look a little bit nicer. Oops, I've lost contact. There we are. Come on now. Flat cables, I love you because you don't tangle. Flat cables, I hate you because you're a pain in the ass to route. Okay. System drive, WD Blue, 1 terabyte. Beautiful. Let's actually get it in the cage before we do anything else. Come on. There we go. What about Nemo? What about Nemo? He's a whiner. Blunty, tell them that one of the BarraCuda started to melt and now it's permanently fused to the case. You know what? I don't think they'll believe that. I just got through going over just how brutally tough those things are built, carved out of a billet of aluminium. I don't know what it would actually take for one of those things to actually melt. What is the melting point of... Actually, I don't even know what kind of aluminium it is. It might be a alloy for all I know. Might be worth a try. Oh, sorry, I can't send it back. It's confused. Goodbye, PC!
Hey, pat on the back! Pat on the back for this guy!
Fish, throw on the resub. 5 months roonies in a row. Thank you very much, Fish. You know I appreciate it. I'm out. Alright, and I was going to put in the SSD. I don't think we need it. We got, I guess, well, like I said, the 10 terabyte drive does have to go back, so we do need some form of just general mass storage in here. Might as well be this. Alright, need another SATA. Where is another black SATA? Black SATA, black SATA. Black SATA would be a good name for a band. Please welcome the stage, Black SATA. You are not a SATA cable. There is... No, you're not a black SATA. You are a white SATA. Black SATA. Do 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 do. Click. Alrighty. Come on, just behave yourself. Click. Which way around do you need to be? You need to be around that way. Of course you do. Why would you want to make my life easier? There we are. All right. That's, I think, everything wired up that needs to be wired up. Now we can concentrate to make this a little bit tidier. By the way, happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone. Oh yes, yes it is, isn't it? Absolutely, Cinco de Mayo. This video could be in Texas for it. I've got a funny feeling Cinco de Mayo in Texas could be a bit of fun. Okay. Kind of painted myself into a corner here the way I've done this. Let's see here. I can tuck that through there. That one too. Except, let's take you around the outside, round the outside, round the outside. Will the real slim cable please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. There we go. Now we're talking. Hey Blunty, oh yeah, PC build. Oh yeah, Bodo. Alloys would only have a high melting point. Over 660 degrees Celsius, your PC would catch fire and burn your house down, and maybe it might melt. Yeah. Maybe I was gonna say, oh, I accidentally glued it in. I mistook some isopropyl alcohol cleaning fluid for super glue. Is what happened. Tech is amazing. Hello there. Long time no stream. Well, it's been a couple of weeks since I streamed. When was the last time you were here? Feels like it's been a little bit of a while. I did enjoy Texas very much. The people in Texas are the friendliest Americans I've ever met. It's not looking too bad for the back of the case. I've done better, but I've done worse. That doesn't want to stay in. That doesn't matter. As long as the cables stay connected, it's not going anywhere. That could be tidier. That's secure. I feel like I can put the back panel on at this point. Oh yeah. There's no bulge. That's a much better cabling job than I did last time, actually. I'll leave that off just, whoops, it easy. I had a karate chop to my mouse a bit there. Crap, I did. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see this, but I just put a big fucking dent in my mouse. See if we can get the light to catch it. Hang on. See there, just to the edge of my thumb? I can't quite get the light to catch it, but now I just put a big gouge in my fucking mouse. It's my favorite mouse. Tell you what though, I use it a lot. The surface is starting to wear off. That's the Razer Mamba wireless mouse, which is just spectacular, by the way. I'll have to talk to Razer about getting another one. I can't deal with that. It's got a big dent in it now. Okay, we're good. Will you sit on the table properly, please? Stuff you in there. Alright, now comes the tricky part. Trying to get the second part of that shroud on. Which I put where? There it is. Yeah, I have to scooch it in through there, but we should be okay. Scooch. Scooch. Scooch down. Oh, it's the LED cable. Give me issues. Undefeated. I am bleeding, making me the victor. Come on now. Come on now. I just need a little zerp. Just a little bit of zerp. Oh, not too much zerp. A little bit of zerp. Haha. Where is your anti-stick wrist strap? It's on the table over there. I just found it the other day in a drawer. Lost it for ages. I went looking for a battery charger for a camera I haven't used in a while and found it. I know exactly where it is now. Hooray! Feel good about that? Don't feel good about that. That loop doesn't need to be there. Better. Not perfect, but better. Alright. GPU time again. Actually, let's get the back panel on first. I think we can actually secure the back panel at this point. Locate, please. Oh, you jumped out of your route. That's why. Beautiful. Firing, thank you. Snooch the nooch. Naganooch! Why are you building another computer? Because I have a motherboard that needs to be put in a computer for the purposes of making a video about it. Which is this video. Zerp. Oops. Might have hit the space bar there. Did I change any settings? I don't think I did. Ow! It bit me! What bit me exactly? There are no sharp edges on this thing. I just got pinched by the fan or something. You are not located in your slot. There we go. It was that. Bam. Are you still here? Message reads, yeah, seen the dent in your mouse. Are there any games on your Steam wishlist? I actually don't keep a Steam... Well, actually I do keep a Steam wishlist. I don't actually use it. There are a few, I think. I haven't updated in ages. I think they're just sort of little bits and pieces I'm waiting to come on sale or something. I'll check for you in a second. I'm curious to see what's on there myself. I add stuff and then remove stuff to my Steam wishes all the time, just to mainly keep track of release dates and stuff. Let me pull up my Steam window here. I don't have a window capture going, so I can't actually show it to you, but I can read it to you. If Steam wants to load. Steam! Excuse me. Hey! Thank you. Alright, Steam Store. Steam wishlist. I have 7 items on my wishlist at the moment, apparently. One of them is South Park: The Fractured Butthole, naturally. There's Bayonetta, which I think I'll remove at this point. Not that interested in it. Rick and Morty Virtual Reality, which I'm very interested in, but I do not have a virtual reality system that has room scale at the moment. The HTC Vive that I had was only on loan from MSI while I was reviewing their VR backpack computer, so I had to send that back, unfortunately. I missed that. Something called Aero here. Batman Arkham VR. Well, it's out now, isn't it? Serious Sam VR, The Second Encounter, and something called Introvert Quest, which I thought was interesting sounding, but haven't looked back on. Anyone know what songs he has playing in the background? The background is a playlist from a artist called Teknoaxe, Teknoaxe, which I use for all my background music in my videos and things, because he releases a bunch of really good sounding tracks, and they are copyright free. Well, not copyright, free to use on YouTube and stuff. I never have any troubles with copyright claims on YouTube because he releases them, and all he asks is proper and full credit, which this video will have once it goes up on YouTube. I don't think I've actually added it properly to Twitch at the moment, so sorry. What's this machine for, Blunty? Reviews, basically. Reviewing the motherboard. It'll be my Ryzen-based rig for seeing how various componentry, mainly GPUs and things, fare with Ryzen as compared to Intel. Now that AMD are proper strength again, I felt like it was an important thing that I had a proper AMD build. You know, for the past few years it's been but now AMD are seriously back in the game in a big way, and I need an AMD based machine for ongoing video stuff. Are you wearing pants? People get asked me if I'm wearing pants. Yes, I'm wearing pants. I'm wearing tracky decks. Comfortable. Alright, time for a quick double check of everything, and then we can try and power on. I think we're good to go. So, CPU cooler is connected there, and there, and the lighting is connected there, there, through there, and to there. Front panel connectors are... Oh, we lost one. This is why we double check. I knocked one out while I was cable routing. Oh, this is fiddly. Son of a bitch. Gotta get the mic out of the way for a moment. Okay, so Rest ahead is okay. SATA, okay. That is... What is that? Oh, it's my system fans. That's fine. System fan over there as well. Fine. Front panel audio. Fine. Good. CPU power. Motherboard power. RAM. Seated. Heatsink. Seated. We're good to go. Let's power it up. Power! Moment of truth incoming. Power off. Connected. Power on. Ow. Right, keyboard and mouse. Keyboard, mouse. Keyboard, mouse. And why do you need a verified email to type in the stream? To help prevent dickheads, basically. It's just a small, and I know slightly annoying barrier, but it prevents a lot of arsehole trolls. Any small thing you can make their life slightly more difficult is a joy to me. You need a rear fan or all the hot air will stand. I guess no, it won't. No, it won't. See these three fans here in the front? Three of them. Pull air all the way through. Open vent, open vent. The top of the case is open vent. This will pull air through. This moves air sort of away from the CPU. It's all positive pressure. It cools fine, I promise you. The hot air does not stay in this case. There are vents everywhere, including on the top, so convention is our friend. Right, so let me grab the HDMI port cable from my switch, which should be still connected to my capture card, so I can actually show you the sequence of boot up. And like so. Alrighty. Now, if we go main screen, should be able to see the boot up. Alright, all the lights are coming on. That's a good sign. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Do, 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 do. No? Nothing? Really? Alright, let's go back into the switch to make sure we are actually getting a proper signal from the capture device. Yes, we are. Okay. So, problem solving time. Why are we not getting signal from there? Maybe if we go straight into the motherboard's own HDMI. Where's my mouse? Wrong mouse. Why are you still showing me the switch? Stupid capture card. Okay, I think the Elgato's gotten a bit freaked out because I kept trying to switch it between units. Switch. Okay, that's active feed again. If we pull the HDMI out, there we go. Well, that's interesting. Why are you not giving me video signal? Dudes, you can't tell on the web camera because of the way I've got it exposed, but that RAM looks amazing. That is the best looking RGB RAM I have ever seen. Dude. And for some reason, I'm not getting full signal on one of my RGB strips. I think one of my RGB strips is dead. This one is working, and the cooler is working, but one of the RGB strips is not actually lighting up. So it's passing signal and power, but not lighting up itself. That's got nothing to do with my problem with the sequence, though. Are you actually getting... Yeah, you are actually getting power. You're all lit up and stuff. Alright, let's cold boot. Try it again. Where's my power? There's my power. Okay. Do. Let me just get video capture device. Carter. Let me just do this. I should have planned for this a bit better, but this will do for now. Couldn't see who that was because I put this thing in front. Bam! Oh, it's Bam again. Bam-a-lam. We need to cool. I didn't have time to read that. Sorry. Message reads, it would be cool to gift you a game or play sometime a stream. Oh, there we go. I think the capture card was just a bit freaked out because hey, we even got the Windows system coming up. I think the problem was not the machine. The problem was the capture card. When you unplug it from something and plug it into something else, it has to sort of reset itself. Go, oh, what am I getting? HDMI? Okay, that's fine. HDMI 2.0, is it 1080p? It's 1080p. Is it 60 frames? No, it's 30. Yeah, it freaks out sometimes when you try and do that live, like I just did. So the problem wasn't the machine. The problem was just the capture card having an issue. Once we did a cold boot for it, went up just fine. Your PC drives need to be repaired. It doesn't need to be repaired. It's just a different motherboard. Wonder. See if we can get away with it. It doesn't want to do it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put a fresh copy of Windows on this anyway because I changed the motherboard, so I'm not gonna like it. Might be trying to boot from the wrong drive as well, because I think the SSHD has a boot partition on it from a previous install of Windows 7. So actually, let's just give this a go. Let's reboot and see if we can get up the. Is it F10 or what do you want for boot priority? Look at the way that RAM is bouncing off the back of the backplate. So cool. No, it's F11. Yeah, F11 was the one I wanted, not F10. I wish motherboards had standardized on that stuff. What light strip to use? There are a couple of different light strips in here. I think both of these ones are 3M adhesive. Yeah, 3M adhesive. So they would be, I think they're the thermal take ones. I I don't know, all my light strips are mixed up in a box right now, so I don't know which one is which, but they're all basically the same. This is the CPU cooler is the Wraith Max. You cannot buy these at the moment. There we go. So it was trying to boot from the SSHD, I'm sorry. So let's have a look here. SATA A2, that should be the SSD, and that one will be the 10 gig thing. So let's see if it wants to boot from the proper thing. Nope, okay. So I'm going to have to fix that up, that's fine. I expected that to happen anyway. But yeah, that is officially a PC up and running. It's looking pretty smick too. And that's even before I've got the lights all synchronized. So we get those guys right. Red, there we are. There we are. There we go. It's a bit of a look. That's a super tidy build, guys. I'm happy with that. Super tidy build. Is that a 1080? No, that's not a 1080. That's a 1060. But a major PC problem, it would only get to the Windows loading screen after much trial and error. Trace the fault to one of the old HG failing. Happens. Coolest. Yeah, the cooler is pink at the moment, actually, Fish. It is actually running pink at the moment. Which I think is the setting I left it at last time I was fiddling with it. There we go, it's fading to white now. It should come back to pink in a second. Yeah, the web cameras don't pick up LED lights quite as good as human eyes do. But, and look at that. Look at the LED trace on the motherboard for the audio. I love that. Could stand to tidy up the cables a bit here. But for right now, that's where we need to be. What RAM I'm using? This is the where's the box? This is the Corsair Vengeance RGB. There's the DDR for the 4x8 kit, so 32 gigs, 2666 megahertz. And I will give it a go at overclocking as well. See how far I can push it. So thank you for hanging out for me for all this, guys. I'm going to take a brief break. I may stop the stream. Actually, no, I don't think I do have to stop the stream. I think I can just keep going the way we are. But I'm going to take a brief break, get a fresh drink and stuff. When we come back, we'll do some BarraCuda, I think. What do you reckon? Yeah? But yeah, it's been a blast. Just for the sake of the YouTube replay of the build. How long have we been going? 2.5 hours? Like a half an hour quicker than I thought I would be. I thought you reminds me that PC problem is going into SATA check this. Alright guys, so I'm going to take that break. I'll be back in a couple of minutes and we'll get some BarraCuda going. What do you reckon? And for you guys watching the build replay on YouTube, I'm Blunty. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. Oh, I can't see my screen. Stop recording.